China has just completed an infrastructure project so massive that most people would immediately mistake it for a mega airport, but it isn't. It's not an aviation hub. It's not a futuristic terminal. It's a subway station, built in Chongqing. This single rail complex is so enormous that it surpasses the combined size of every airport terminal in the United States. Engineers didn't just construct a station, they built an underground city, a transportation machine capable of moving millions of people while pushing China's high-speed rail network even further. When you see it for the first time, it feels unreal. This is not an airport. This is not a spaceport. This is simply a subway station in China. And what makes this achievement even more astonishing is how it was built and why it had to be built this way. The story begins in a city that was once at risk of falling behind. But before we begin, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel. Chongqing is the strangest city in China. You won't find another like it anywhere in the world. And that uniqueness comes directly from its terrain. The entire city was built on mountains, gorges, hills, and river basins. This creates an enormous urban challenge. How do you build a city center in a place where there is practically no flat land? The way China solved this problem is impressive. The solution was verticality. Chongqing's urban layout has multiple levels, with buildings extending both upward and downward from each of these levels. The ground floor can be the 5th, 10th, or even the 20th floor, depending on where you are in the city. Elevation changes are a defining feature. Some parts of the skyline rise dozens of feet above the rest, built on hills, while others sit far below, nestled into valleys. This topography is what makes this place so extraordinary. However, while Chongqing's terrain is unique, it also represents a major transportation challenge. The city's mobility infrastructure is extremely complex. Differences in elevation make it nearly impossible to build rail lines that stay at the same level without encountering hills or mountains. So extreme is this geography that some trains actually pass through the upper floors of skyscrapers along their routes. The difficult terrain makes true high-speed transport within the city nearly impossible, which is acceptable for short trips. But what about traffic coming from outside the city? The mountainous landscape made it unfeasible to build straight high-speed rail lines connecting Chongqing to other major cities and ports. Tracks had to snake through mountains and cross bridges spanning gorges wider than a stadium. All of this severely limits the maximum speed trains can reach on these routes. And in a country where speed is literally money, this becomes a serious problem. In China, as in the rest of the world, transportation speed is a key driver of economic growth. Without fast connections, goods cannot circulate efficiently through Chongqing. Students would struggle to attend universities in distant cities. Fresh products could not be imported or exported at scale, and millions of people would lose access to better job opportunities beyond their region. These limitations ended up holding Chongqing back. The city was on the verge of falling behind coastal cities, where the economy and, therefore, progress was advancing rapidly. Making matters worse, Chongqing occupies a fundamentally strategic position in China's transportation system. It connects multiple ports to the interior of the country and also facilitates movement throughout the region. If this connection point is slow, the impact spreads across the entire country. In a similar situation, countries like the United States, European nations, and other superpowers would take years just to arrive at a solution. But China is known for not waiting on endless approvals. Its policy of simply building has produced extraordinary results in the past, and it did so again in Chongqing. Chinese authorities quickly developed an ambitious plan that would not only accelerate transportation into and out of the city, but also transform this mountainous metropolis into one of the country's main transportation hubs. The scale of the proposed solution is something countries like the United States could only imagine. The plan to solve the slow rail traffic in the Chongqing region was extremely ambitious. Experts proposed the largest railway station in the world, operating trains at speeds exceeding 200 miles per hour. The station would connect all districts and counties of Chongqing, transforming a once fragmented region into a single integrated organism, with high-speed rails functioning like veins that link everything together. The proposed structure was so large that many compared it to a small city. The world was skeptical. How could China build something like this on one of the most challenging terrains on the planet? But if anyone could pull off such a feat, it would be China, country known for its ambition and mastery of mega-project construction. Before any work could begin, however, engineers had to face the project's greatest challenge: how to build on Chongqing's terrain. The proposed station would cover an area of approximately 13.1 million square feet. Where could enough flat land be found to erect such a colossus in a region filled with mountains? In the absence of a suitable site, Chinese engineers decided to create their own. After selecting the location, about 13.1 million cubic yards of earth were removed, with excavators and trucks operating day and night. Where hills once stood, a solid, flat foundation began to emerge. Little by little, the area was prepared, creating the perfect site for the new railway station. That was when the real work began. Construction of Chongqing East Railway Station started in 2022. Over the following 3 years, the structure began to take shape at an astonishing pace. On the construction site, it wasn't just humans at work, but machines operating on a scale never before seen in a project of this size. Instead of relying exclusively on human labor, China chose to accelerate everything through the use of robotic construction technologies. This megaproject employed robots controlled by artificial intelligence at virtually every possible stage. First came the leveling of the newly excavated land. Laser-guided excavators and robots worked non-stop to create a surface so smooth it reached millimeter-level precision. Something impossible to achieve with human labor alone. And it wasn't just precision, the speed was astonishing. These robots completed ground leveling 3 times faster than human crews. Day, night, rain, or hail, they worked tirelessly. Where human workers would struggle with the 104 degrees Fahrenheit summer heat of Chongqing, these technological marvels simply kept operating. After leveling, concrete was poured to form the foundation. Once again, robots were responsible for leveling the concrete. As the walls rose, glass installation robots came into action, transporting facade panels weighing nearly 1 ton. These robots climbed the walls and installed the facades with millimeter precision, significantly reducing the risk of accidents. In welding tasks, robots were also essential, carrying out the installation of suspended pipelines at speeds 3 times faster than humans. Everything was being accelerated by these new mechanical workers. But that wasn't all. Patrol modules were also widely used during the construction of Chongqing East Railway Station. These sentinels moved through the site, identifying workers without helmets, poorly positioned vehicles, and other safety violations. This alone saved multiple lives. Safety incidents during construction were reduced by 90% thanks to these patrols. Behind all of this was artificial intelligence. AI not only controlled the machines, but also helped plan work shifts, balance supply chains, organize circulation flows on the site, and optimize the design of the structure as a whole. Technology was present in every aspect of the station's construction. Advanced sensors helped control concrete curing temperatures to prevent cracking. Algorithms made it possible to visualize the construction process on site using augmented reality. Thermal sensors monitored overheating that could affect human workers. In addition, China employed every possible strategy to meet the tight deadlines of the Chongqing East Railway Station project. One of the main strategies was modular construction, which has become increasingly common in the country. Not all components of the station were built on site. Sections of the columns, the roof, and almost the entire structure were manufactured in off-site factories. These smaller components were then transported by train to the site, where they were assembled. This accelerated construction in an impressive way. A project that would normally take 5 to 10 years to complete was finished in just 38 months. The station was completed in less time than it would take simply to approve a construction plan in the United States. In China, bureaucracy does not slow down progress. Instead, progress is being driven by the most advanced technology available. But this accelerated approach in no way means that what China built is any less impressive. China has not only mastered speed, but also excels at building magnificent structures. The same is true for Chongqing East Railway Station. After all, its stunning design is just as impressive as its scale and construction process. A truly mesmerizing project. Chongqing East Railway Station is often compared to a city, and that is due to its colossal size, which spans approximately 13.1 million square feet. This is equivalent to roughly 170 football fields. It was designed to handle an enormous volume of traffic. At maximum capacity, the facility can accommodate 16,000 people in circulation not per day, but per hour entering and leaving the station and its facilities. That represents more than 38,000 people passing through the site daily. And what makes this possible is fascinating. The overall concept of Chongqing East Railway Station is extremely modern. Its contemporary appearance, elevated towers, and massive roof are a spectacle in themselves. But there is one aspect that is easy to overlook: the station's sense of openness. It is natural for a train station, especially one of this scale, to be designed to maximize space. However, this was not the architect's only goal. There was a strong focus on creating a barrier-free design. The entire station was planned to allow passengers to move easily, like water flowing with minimal resistance. The Grand Concourse leads directly to the platforms, making boarding easier. Elevators connect all floors. Everything inside was designed to promote continuous flow, ensuring efficient access and the management of intense traffic of 16,000 people per hour. In addition, Chongqing East Railway Station was not designed to conflict with nature. Like the city of Chongqing itself, the station also maintains a strong connection with the natural environment. Many elements of the structure reference natural components found in the region. A clear example is the giant columns that support the roof. These columns are narrower at the base and branch out as they approach the top, creating a much larger support area. This design not only supports the weight of the enormous roof, but is also inspired by wanga trees. Known for their strength, these trees are common in the region and provide shelter for various species. The columns of Chongqing East Railway Station follow this symbolism, supporting the roof that shelters the entire station. Between the branching columns, skylights allow natural light to enter, keeping the interior naturally illuminated. The inspiration from nature does not stop there. The station features an observation deck at its eastern end, designed to offer a spectacular view of the sunset, a true visual spectacle. The roof itself is also based on a natural phenomenon. The architects drew inspiration from the Yangtze River, whose waves create beautiful patterns that disperse sunlight. On the roof of Chongqing East Railway Station, skylights are shaped to resemble shimmering water, allowing sunlight to enter and spreading it in a way similar to light reflecting off water. But this is not the roof's only marvel. Another impressive aspect is its size. With an area of approximately 1.29 million square feet and a weight of 18,200 tons, it seems impossible that something so massive could be supported by these columns. The roof sections were assembled using modular construction technology and then lifted and positioned with the help of robotic cranes. Section by section, like the hull of a ship, the entire roof was raised into its final position. Today, it is the most striking element of the station, a feat that impresses architects around the world. Still, this is just one of the many highlights of Chongqing East Railway Station. After all, it is not called a station city for no reason. Part of that name comes from its sheer size. But another reason is the fact that it houses restaurants, fast food chains, and shopping centers within its structure. And this concept becomes even more evident when one realizes that Chongqing East Railway Station is only part of a larger complex. The heart of a new city. East Station Hub New City is a 2.2-mile district that will be built around the station. The station sits at the center of this new planned city, and from it all, urban life will develop. The new city has been directly integrated with the station, with entrances and exits opening onto major plazas and public spaces, ensuring easy access. Around the station there will be hotels, shopping centers, and food streets, all designed to serve passengers arriving at the central terminal. The city will be as oriented toward the station as it is toward its own residents. Public transportation, such as buses, taxis, and streetcars, will have stops at the station, enabling a simpler and more efficient mobility system. What China seeks with this approach is to create a zero-transfer city, a place where it is possible to leave home by taxi, arrive at the station, and from there travel anywhere in China. This is an attempt to bring the country's cities even closer together. This concept benefits not only local residents or tourists who use the rail lines, but also drives economic growth. Logistics companies have already set up offices near the new station to take advantage of Chongqing's strategic position within China. Corporate offices are also emerging as the presence of high-speed rail lines significantly expands access to talent. The connectivity with the rest of China provided by Chongqing East Railway Station is irresistible for business. With 15 platforms and 29 tracks distributed across 3 rail yards, it is a superstation where flows from across the country converge. 7 national high-speed rail lines meet at this point, bringing passengers from cities such as Beijing, Shanghai, and Wuhan. Trains operating on these lines reach extreme speeds of up to 217 miles per hour. This drastically reduces travel times to major urban centers. For example, if a train trip to Zhangjiajie previously took 6 hours, with the new high-speed rail line, the journey now takes just 2 hours. Likewise, travel times to other cities have also been reduced. It takes only 1 hour to reach Chengdu and Guiyang, 3 hours to Shan, Wuhan, Changsha, and Kunming, and about 6 hours to megacities such as Beijing, Shanghai, Guangzhou, and Shenzhen. For the residents of Chongqing, this is a true blessing. Students can attend better universities without having to spend hours commuting every day. Workers can travel to jobs in other cities without losing an entire day to transportation. Farmers in the region are able to take their products to larger markets, fresh and ready for consumption. With this single station, China has significantly improved the quality of life for the people of Chongqing and eliminated a major bottleneck in its national transportation system. At the same time, it has opened a new opportunity to boost one of its fastest-growing sectors, tourism. Tourism is one of China's largest sources of revenue. In 2025, the country is expected to generate $42 billion in tourism revenue. And Chongqing East Railway Station will be a key element in achieving that result. Not only is the city around it, with its hotels, restaurants, and cultural spaces, expected to generate revenue, but the station itself has become a tourist attraction in its own right. People from all over the world are expected to visit the site to experience the largest railway station on the planet. The central location of Chongqing East Railway Station and its high-speed rail lines make tourism even easier. Today, the city of Chongqing is connected to some of China's top tourist destinations thanks to this station. Chengdu, famous for its giant pandas, the terracotta warriors in Xi'an, and the Avatar Mountains in Zhangjiajie are all just a few hours away by high-speed train. This station alone will help create the perfect itinerary for tourists exploring China, becoming an essential stop for anyone looking to experience the country as a whole. Its infrastructure was designed especially with visitors in mind. Engineers incorporated a digital wayfinding system to help foreign travelers navigate the station, and all announcements are made in multiple languages. In addition, the station offers all the essential digital amenities for tourists. Wi-Fi is available throughout the entire facility. Of the station's 5,000 seats, 1,000 are equipped with USB charging ports. Much like an airport, the Chinese government has transformed Chongqing East Railway Station into a central hub to boost tourism, and it is working. Just look at the numbers. The Guangzhou-Chongqing high-speed railway, which departs from this station, has recorded a significant increase in passenger flow since its opening. Previously, the route carried around 770,000 passengers per month. Now, that number has risen to 1.07 million passengers per month. And with this growth in traveler numbers, revenue has also increased, driven largely by tourism. Tourism growth in Fenji County rose by 20%. The Three Gorges Reservoir region also saw an expansion in tourism-related businesses, generating 10 billion yuan in revenue in just 1 year. That is equivalent to $1,404 million. Building Chongqing East Railway Station has certainly been worth it for China. But to be honest, this is only the beginning, as the station will still undergo major developments that are already underway. The first of these is the East Station Hub New City District, which is still under construction. The second is the completion of all railway lines. Chongqing East Railway Station has significantly boosted the economy, but in practice, the rail lines departing from it are not yet fully completed. Lines 8, 24, and 27 are still under construction. In addition, star-shaped high-speed rail routes are being built, designed to improve passenger and freight flows east-west and north-south across the entire country. This means that the revenue generated by business, tourism, and faster transportation is only expected to grow in the future. However, Chongqing East Railway Station is not just about generating money. It also represents a pioneering and revolutionary idea in terms of design. The design principle behind Chongqing East Railway Station is simple: integrate subway systems, buses, and taxis into a single continuous network, eliminating the need for transfers. And other countries are already adopting this concept. They are also seeking to develop urban structures that reduce or even eliminate the need for private car use. Indonesia, Thailand, and several African countries are copying this model of urban development, transforming the railway station into the central element of the city and integrating subways, buses, and taxis into a single fluid and perfectly synchronized organism. This idea certainly seems very promising. But like everything in the world, it also has its critics. Green or not, China's intense pace of construction repeatedly raises environmental concerns. Are these projects causing negative environmental impacts due to higher energy consumption? This question has once again been raised in the case of Chongqing East Railway Station, and the answer is far from confirming that criticism. For a project of this scale, Chongqing East Railway Station is surprisingly sustainable. Solar panels installed across the station's roof help generate clean energy, which is integrated into the city's power grid. The presence of skylights drastically reduces the need for artificial lighting during the day, while rainwater is collected on the roof and reused to irrigate nearby parks. In addition, cooling systems are shared with surrounding buildings, ensuring more efficient use of resources. Chongqing East Railway Station meets China's 3-star green building standard, the highest in the country. This means it is extremely environmentally friendly. Other critics also question China's construction practices, claiming that this wave of projects is creating excessive debt accumulation. However, the data shows exactly the opposite. China has been recording strong GDP growth thanks to investments in rail infrastructure. For every investment of 100 million yuan made in this sector, the return is 260 million yuan in GDP growth and the creation of 60,000 jobs. That is clearly a return that pays off. Instead of criticizing, the world could learn from China. While superpowers like the United States, European countries, and other Western nations take years just to approve a construction project, China completes the project in less time than that. Rather than holding progress back behind the red tape of bureaucracy, the rest of the world could follow China's example and simply build. Do you think this would be a good policy for your country? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your opinion.